Hey everyone, sports with another keys to the game video. This one for week 5. Chargers coming to town to play the Browns, and obviously this is a big matchup in the AFC. Very, very good Chargers team, but down some key players. No Joey Bosa, no Keenan Allen, so certainly that will affect what they are looking to do both on offense and on defense. And of course, Herbert, their star quarterback, has those fractured rib cartilage, which seems to have affected him initially. I'm not so sure it's affecting him as much anymore, but we'll see how he looks out there. But he is always dangerous and always a weapon, getting the ball out of his hand quickly to his many receiving threats. So without further ado, here's a look at some of the keys that I think are going to be important here in this game if the Browns want to come out on top. First of all, on offensive side of the ball, we gotta start with that heavy rush offense, especially at the edge. That's where the Chargers are the weakest, especially with Joey Bosa out. They are very, very vulnerable at the edge rush attack in particular. Their contain is not great, and that's where the Browns are at their best. And that's where the bulk of Nick Chubb's runs, that's where he's getting the bulk of his yardage, is at the edge outside of the tackle. So that's where we want to attack early and often in this one, and roll up as many yards as we possibly can out there. In the passing side of the offensive attack, we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of what the defense is going to give to us. We did a really good job of doing that against the Steelers. We want to get back to that against the Chargers, and just kind of play calm on offense. And then when you're back to pass for Brissett, making sure that we're going to take advantage of what they're giving us, not force anything, and then kind of that clean execution in the passing game to get the ball where it needs to go. And then just in general, clean execution on the offensive side of the ball is going to be very important. We got to limit those mental errors because we can't afford to get behind the sticks, and we can't afford to be making those kind of mistakes. Like for example, the screen game execution was atrocious against the Falcons, so we gotta find ways to be better than that and execute and play our game. For the offense, the last key is really, that time of possession to keep Herbert off the ball. The more that we are off the field, the more that we can keep him off the field. That's really one of the best ways to defend him is with a good offense, by keeping him unable to do what he does best, because he can't do that when he's not playing. On the defensive side of the ball, it's going to really start with constant pressure. We finally have our full D-line back. Welcome in, Mason. And yes, 4 quarters, he said it. He's right out of my... It was going to be my very next point. Got to make sure that we play all 4 quarters on defense. Can't play 3, got to play 4. It's on the mental... I actually put that more so in the overall keys, because it's not just the defense, it's everybody. But we got to play all 4 quarters of football. We can't afford that to have those kind of breakdowns. So anyway, constant pressure, that's really where it's going to start. Like any quarterback, even though he's great, Herbert does have difficulty when he is pressured constantly. This O-line has been really quite good for the Chargers. They've only had like 4 sacks. We need to be adding to that. For the defensive side of the ball, welcome in, Keith. And yes, can't let Keith says that we can't let Herbert be a zone breaker. You're absolutely right. We can't just sit back in zone and hope that he can't pick us apart, because he absolutely will pick us apart if we do that with those massive zones. And that's going to start with that pressure that we were talking about. If we're making it difficult for him to make those easy reads, find the guys sinking in zones, we got to be in his face and making it harder, clogging up those passing lanes. And making it so that he's got to find guys in spite of, in and around the defenders that are already there. But then really the second key here is they're going to try to take some shots deep. They're really good at that. Williams in particular is the deep threat for Herbert, but he's got some other guys to throw down the field too as well. But we've got to find a way to keep everything in front of us. No communication errors. Can't have breakdowns on the defense, especially in the fourth quarter, critical moments. So we gotta just keep everything in front of us all game. Winning on first and second down is going to be really important, so that we can force those third and longs, but then finding a way to get off of the field on third and fourth down. We got to be consistent about that. We got to find a way to get it done, and if we can do that, that will make all the difference in this game. Mason saying I really like our chances. Yeah, no, I do like our chances in this one, especially because the two of the key things that they were going to be problematic for us. The third down conversions, Keenan Allen is really their best at the third down conversion side of the ball in the passing game. So him not playing, as well as no Joey Bosa, makes for the edge contain and pass rush piece to be less of a challenge for us. Will really help. I agree. But yeah, I expect Nick Chubb to feast on the outside. That was in the keys on the offense. That heavy edge rush, really the first key there, is taking advantage of what we do the best and what they do the worst. But yes, Keith, I agree. The longer throws also should be prevented by that pressure, which is why that's the first key on the defensive side, because it takes a while to set up those longer throws downfield, and if you've got the pressure in his face, he's not going to be able to take those shots. For the special teams, really this one is pretty simplistic. Don't be caught by surprise. We can't afford to have a fake field goal, a fake punt, some kind of weird, the onside travesties we've seen where they don't expect which side the ball is going to end. We can't be caught by surprise on special teams, bottom line. No getting caught by surprise on any of it. Be ready for everything. And then ultimately just don't be the weak link. We've seen a fair amount of the special teams being the weak link in our games. And doing things that could have kept us from losing games, and instead, providing a spark that allowed the game to go the other way. So that's really going to be the keys there. Overall, there's three things that I think are going to be very much important, and we already touched on one. Thanks, Mason, for that. We're gonna touch on that again here real quick. But first of all, it starts with time of possession. If we can win by a healthy margin in time of possession, we really should do. And that's going to be getting off the field for defense. It's going to be the long, sustained drives on offense. It's going to be not turning the ball over on special teams. All of those things. That's going to be really, really important. For the second point here, winning the turnover margin. If we can find a way to win the turnover margin, we are a very good team when we have an edge in that front. If we can prevent turnovers on special teams and offense, and then find a way to take the ball away on defense, we should do well in this one. And then the last piece is going to be just a fourth quarter mentality. We have got to find a way to play all 60 minutes on all phases of ball, offense, defense, special teams, no letting up, no blown coverages, no finding a way to let the other team hang around long enough to win. Because that's been a problem for us here. So really that mentality in the fourth quarter is going to be so crucial. We've got to find a way to get that killer fourth quarter mentality, that edge, and just put teams away, put games away, and find a way to win. So that's going to be the keys to the game in this one. I do think we can win this game. I think it's going to be a tight ball game. I think it's going to be hotly contested. If we win, it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game. I don't think we win a shootout with the offense as it's currently constructed. So I think we have to have a low-scoring game, a relatively low-scoring game, if we're going to win this one. So with those keys in mind, and that if we capitalize on those things, I think we can get it done. I have the final score for that type of a win, us executing to the keys. I have the score line for something like that, looking like a 24-23 Browns in a tight one. Anyway, so Keith saying only going to celebrate when we're up with 9 or 10 seconds left and they're on their own 1 yard line. Yeah, we definitely don't want to celebrate too early because we've had a lot of heartbreak already this season, both in sim and in the on the real world, where the Browns have found ways to come away with the L when we thought we should have had the W, and And that's we got to find a way to come away with those W's, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So anyway, I appreciate you being on. Appreciate everybody's all our subscribers. Looking forward to the game today. Should be fun to watch. And looking forward to watching it with you all. We're gonna open up the Discord chat probably about 10 to 15 minutes out from kick. We'll get that going for you all. So if you want to join us on the Discord, the link is in the description of this video or any of our others. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to chat with you during the game, and we'll all go watch and enjoy the Browns playing together there on our Discord. So thanks to all of our subscribers. Appreciate those subscriptions and the likes. And we'll see you all later as we see the Browns and the Chargers duke it out at First Energy. So we'll get out of here the way we always do, saying, "Go Browns!"